Very talented, but they understand, like, things may not always go their way. Like I said, we're on a team that runs the ball a lot, so we know opportunities are going to be limited. But we do our job even in the run game. We go out there, we block for Saquon and things like that, because we understand when it comes down to the pass game, he's going to have to do the same. So we want to make sure that he feels that, the O-line feel that, we're going to help them in the run game. So when the pass game comes along, they'll be ready to help us.
How important is it for everyone in the wide receiver room to be on the same page?
It's very important because, a lot of routes adjust off of certain coverages and things like that. And, certain coverages you have to, be a clear out guy. And, if a guy isn't clearing it out for you, then it's not going to work.
I'm sorry. Hi, DeVonta. I'm from Philly. I've had season tickets for 40 years. I'm Dr. Grossinger. Love your game. Tell us a couple technical questions. One thing I know that you and AJ, you use late hands so well and I know the defenders are just not expecting it. The ball comes, your timing's impeccable. I saw it in college. Tell us about late hands and also how it helps you catch the ball and also how it helps you not get hurt when you're up against those big DBs.
Yeah, that's something that AJ taught me. The earlier you put your hands up, the more the DB is going to react to it. So, if you can put your hands up late, it gives DB less time to react to it. And I think that helps a lot because that eliminates, a lot of the contested catches.
Another question. A lot of times you get to bump and run, but I know you're very good with your hands and evading that bump and run. And once you do that, especially on the slant, it looks like you're wide open. You make it look easy. Tell us about, just for the kids, some of them, the wide receivers, how do you, without giving away too many trade secrets, how do you evade the bump and run?
It's just something you got to work on. You got to have a toolbox with different things in it. You can't just have one thing. So I think, as far as like releases, your footwork is one thing and your hands is another. Sometimes you can rely on just footwork. Sometimes you can just rely on hands, but sometimes you need both.
And now I'll finish with a funny question. If you had to choose your nickname, do you like Slim Reaper or Skinny Batman?
Slim Reaper.
You got it. Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thank you.
DeVonta, your first Super Bowl appearance was in Phoenix, Arizona, and now you're making your second one. And they say home is where the heart is. How does it feel to be playing in Louisiana with everyone rooting for you?
It feels great, man. Like I said, being from the small hometown, I'm in the community, everybody supports each other. Just having that love from those people that's, been supporting me from Little League to middle school to high school, it means a lot to me.
What was that message like from your friends and family, like your mom and your father, that's going to be here at the big game one Sunday, seeing you, try to get that Super Bowl win?
It means a lot because, a lot of the things that I did, I done because of them. Them supporting me, taking me different places, paying for me to go to different places and things like that. Without them, I wouldn't be here.
About being from New Orleans, tell us about the city and what the bond it has with the Super Bowl. Why is New Orleans the perfect Super Bowl city?
I would just say, the people around here, with the Saints being around, things like that, with, Katrina and the history of, how it happened and things, I think that just means a lot to this city. It was kind of something that helped them get over Katrina and things like that. It helps a lot of, kids and things in this area.
For those who don't know the city, what's the most special thing about the city of New Orleans?
The love that they have around here.
A question about the playoffs last year, obviously, a big, huge disappointment. What's the main thing about the turnaround you get to being here now?
You can't do nothing about last year. I think everybody put that last year behind them and was ready to, get this year going, and we're doing things the right way, just hoping we can finish it the right way.
How has Saquon impacted the locker room?
He has a big impact. He's a very funny guy, and he's a tremendous leader. I think that's the biggest thing is him being able to lead this team in different ways. Whether it's you watching him out there at practice, you watching him the way he play, and when he talks to people, everyone listens.
AJ brought you a birthday cake earlier this season. Do you plan on returning the favor to Saquon and Cooper on Sunday at some point?
I plan on, going out there trying to win the game for those guys.
DeVonta, how do you adjust your release off the line when you're playing a more physical corner as opposed to a more patient kind of back off corner?
Some things you can do against certain guys, some you can't. So I think it's just comes down to knowing what you can do against certain guys.
In terms of, I know, there's a lot of receivers in the NFL, obviously, but if you had to give maybe some of your top guys in the NFL, top 5, who would you say right now?
Receivers? I'll go AJ, Jamar, Justin Jefferson, Nico, and probably CD.
What's in your headphones?
You never know. I be all over the place. I go from R&B to rap, gospel.
You have like a progression.
Yeah, I probably wake up, start off with my gospel, and then, as the day goes, I change it up.
DeVonta, you've won the Heisman Trophy. You're a two-time national championship winner. Are you saving some room for the final thing, the Super Bowl, on your show?
You can't just. For me, it's not so much just saving room. When it happens, the room becomes available.
And I want to ask you about, playing back home in the booth. How does that feel, and how is your family reacting to it? What kind of things are you, making arrangements for your family to be at the game? Talk about, playing back home in Louisiana.
It feels good, just be back here to get that, have that support, to be able to just see the family members that I don't get to see during the season. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to my family.
If you could name the play to win the Super Bowl, what would you name it?
Say it again.
If you could name the play to win the Super Bowl, what would you name it?
No comment.
When the run game is working, people say the pass game's not doing enough. When the pass game is working, you got to run the ball more. Is this offense getting enough credit for what you've been able to do, win games in a variety of different ways?
I think people overlook the most important stat, which is winning the game. We don't care if it's us running the ball, passing the ball. We're going to do what's ever working. So people are going to sit up there and say, oh, they're running the ball too much, they're not passing the ball. Why pass the ball when you can just run it?
Something that you and AJ have that cannot be said for any other pair of wideouts in the NFL.
Say it again.
What is something that you and AJ Brown have, together that cannot be said for, you think, any other pair of wide receivers in the NFL? Like, what makes you guys unique as a pairing?
I wouldn't say it's just us. A lot of guys do a lot of great things. I would say just the relationship we have, I think that helps a lot. Being able to have those uncomfortable conversations with each other. When one of us tells, somebody something about, oh, you didn't win this rep because you didn't do this, we listen, we don't, get offended and things like that. And I think that's the biggest thing. We can have those conversations and nobody feel no type of way.
In honor of the halftime show, do you have a favorite Kendrick Lamar song?
I don't really listen to Kendrick Lamar.
About Texas, Georgia, Florida when it comes to football talent. Talk a little bit about the receivers that have come out of Louisiana, that have come out of the booth.
Yeah, I think when you're looking for receivers, this might be the place you want to be. I think this might be the state you want to look at. We have some of the top guys come out of here from, Justin to Jamar. You got Neighbors, you got Brian, those young guys coming up. Even before that, we have some guys. We have Reggie. It's a lot of guys. Odell, Jarvis. I think when you're talking about receiver play and you're looking for receivers, I think this is the state you want to come to.
Important attribute to playing the wide receiver position at this level when you got speed, route running, timing? What do you think is the most important attribute?
I wouldn't even say, necessarily attribute. I would say just having patience. As a receiver, it's a lot that has to go right for you to get the ball. So I think that's the biggest thing is having patience.
I feel like JALEN HURTS is one of the quarterbacks you've had the most chemistry with throughout your career, even going back to, college or high school?
Yeah, for sure. The amount of times we played with each other and things like that, I probably have the most chemistry with him.
High school, you guys have some huge fans in Charlotte with Coach McFadden and the Independence High School football team. So do you have any words of encouragement or a shout out to give them?
Shout out to, Independence and things they're doing. I haven't really watched much of them, but, always in the area is always love.
About Travis Hunter, you were the first receiver to win the Heisman since Desmond Howard. Travis Hunter just won the Heisman. What do you think about him? Do you think that he's going to be elite at the next level? He may want to play DB and receiver. Any thoughts on him?
Travis is a tremendous athlete. From what I see, he seems like a great kid, great guy. I think he'll be elite at whatever he does. He didn't get here by, just showing up. I truly think, his work ethic and things like that has got him here. So I think whatever he chooses to do, he's going to be, successful at it.
Can you talk about how fun it's been to have Gilly in the locker room this year?
It's fun, man. Gilly's a funny guy. He truly loves the Eagles. He truly loves Philly. And I think that's the big part about it is how much love he has